What's going on, guys? Welcome to iSheep, the show that unapologetically takes the week's Apple news and gives it to you like a news show, like a show that gives you the news. So first up, we have the updates. Number one being OS 10, 10.10.3, which features 300 brand new emojis, spotlight lookup, some bug fixes as we would expect, and what everyone's been talking about, the integration of the brand new Photos app that we were originally introduced to back when they showed off Yosemite for the very first time. It's all very cool, and if you'd like to learn more about the OS 10 update specifically, I will put a link for you down in the description. Just click it. You click that and you go places on the interwebs. Next, we have the public release of iOS 8.3, which features all of these nice changes. Now, if that was all too much for you, let me narrow it down. 300 brand new emojis as we saw in OS 10. And while we're on the topic of emojis, let me remind you that just because you have them, just because you see them, doesn't mean that everyone can see them. The platform has to support them, and the person on the other side has to also be sporting iOS 8.3 or OS 10.10.3 for now. I'm sure more and more platforms will support them, and more people will be able to see them in the future, but for now, those 300 are not going to be seen by everyone. Example, right there. The update also includes some brand new languages for Siri, and if you're on the Sprint network, or if you're in the UK on the EE network, the update will give you Wi-Fi calling on your device, which is pretty freaking cool. But I do want to let you know that as people have been installing this update, some have experienced problems with Touch ID, some malfunctions within the Touch ID system. I personally have not noticed anything, but enough people have experienced problems that I figured I should tell you. So that's something you should know before you update if you haven't already. Here's something that Chris is really going to love. You can now get all 6 Star Wars films on iTunes as digital downloads. Now, you can get them as a full bundle, all 6 of them for $89, or you can get them individually for $20 a piece. Now, $20 is a bit pricey, but it all depends. What are you willing to pay for convenience? How about some Twitter news? Some news about Twitter on the Apple show. Sort of makes sense because Twitter now supports slow motion video from iPhones. That's video at 240 frames per second at 720p that you can now upload and share to the tweeter. And speaking of the tweeter and slow motion video, it's at this point in this show where I should probably let you know that you totally shouldn't tweet slow motion videos that you record on your iPhone to Chris Pirillo. I mean, that'd be difficult. At Chris Pirillo is his Twitter handle. I'm not saying you should send him anything in slow motion. You should send him everything in slow motion right now. Do it. If you were out there wondering if the Apple Watch was going to sell well, the answer is yes. They've allowed pre-orders, and within 24 hours, it's over. Like, they're all sold out until June. So for the next 4 to 6 weeks, you cannot order an Apple Watch. It's how quickly they sold. But here's my question. Is this an issue of high demand or low supply? We don't know how many they sold. We don't know how many they had a supply of. So was it a matter of people bought a lot of the limited supply? Or is there just an extremely high demand for the Apple Watch right now? We'll have to see in the future when we get official numbers. So for most of the day, I questioned whether or not I was actually going to include the story in the show, but hey, I found it interesting and I think you will as well. But keep in mind, this is not confirmed at all. So don't go tell your grandma that John told you this is totally happening. But there are reports that Google is working on an Android Wear version that would be compatible with iOS. So you could literally install the Android Wear app on your iPhone and connect it to an Android Wear device, making it cross-platform. That is so freaking awesome. But there are a couple issues here. Number one, if they are working on it, it's kind of unlikely that Apple is going to approve that in the App Store. I mean, does it really make sense that Apple would approve that, especially now when they're trying to kickstart the Apple Watch? It just doesn't make sense to me. And the other issue is, if they are working on it and if they do complete the project, will Google actually decide to release it? So it all depends, but to me, it's very interesting. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below, your thoughts down below. Would that be cool to have Android Wear be sort of cross-platform in that sense? Let us know in the comment section below.
Hello, my nomies. Our app of the week is Vidgets. V-I-D-G-E-T-S. And Vidgets allows you to install various widgets to your dashboard, or the springboard pull-down menu drop-down notification thing. that is in the latest version of iOS. I don't know what they call it, but you know what the hell I'm talking about? Chances are you've tried various widgets, but they've all sucked. But if you're looking for the ultimate widget system, Vidgets is it. Take a look. One-click quick contact options, various clock options, including analog, for those of you who like that. I don't. Separators and spacers, because yes, you can rearrange your widgets at will. You also have various system options, like free space, CPU usage, which is relatively dynamic, barometer options, network options, upload and download, both system and mobile, and Wi-Fi. Then you have various GPS options, speedometer, compass, altitude, yeah, again, analog and digital. App launcher, in case you needed shortcuts in your widget menu, quick actions as well, including web bookmarks and quick navigations level, and then various weather options. I keep my widget configuration relatively lean, but I have everything I need at my fingertips. Thanks to Vidgets.
So that is the show. If you liked it or you learned anything, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, and right down there as well, it's a like button. You should totally click that. It shows that you support what we're doing. And speaking of support, Patreon is the thing that helps make this thing a thing. If you click the link down in the description or go there, I'll put the link right there, become a patron. It only takes $2 to show us that you support what we're doing, and it keeps a show like this alive. So if you like the show, become a patron, and I will see you guys next week.